Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Hummel, the Tier 6 German SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Fisherman's Bay, and it's under the command of talon1958, and this is his response to Angelina's replays that were sent in the other day. He's finally got a chance to have a battle, and he chose the Hummel. Game on. Well, he's obviously following good advice. He's using the stock gun, which is actually the same gun that you'll find on the Griller, the Tier 5 German SPG. This howitzer is actually a lot more accurate than the top gun, which is got a lower trajectory as well, flatter trajectory, which makes it difficult to fire over rocks and obstructions and houses. But with this howitzer, he can get good shots on the enemy. Just needs to pick a good spot to fire from, and he's chosen a good place straight away. I would definitely go to this spot for good reason. Not only do you get a good accurate shot at this little spot here where you can actually take out any of the enemy scouts, but you might actually be able to shoot down the streets of the town and hit the enemy heavies as they're going down there. He's got a good shot here on the Cromwell B. He's a one shot. Oh, he dies before the shell arrives, but it would have killed him. That would have been a kill for sure. Certain about that. Oh, the AMX-12 just had to burn his repair kit because he got tracked. Okay, we've got an easy 8. He's trying to work out where the guy's going. He's loaded. Round south. Oh, he hit it. Well, he hit something. He might have actually missed the easy 8 and hit somebody else, because it looks like there was something in the way, and it could have been another enemy tank altogether, but we'll have to find that out at the end of the game. He's now aiming for a KV-1S. He's come down the main harbour street, rounds out, direct hit, 172. This howitzer will do 480 alpha, and it'll penetrate 38mm of armour. It's not quite as powerful as the shells on the top gun, which actually are capable of 600 alpha, and they penetrate 39mm of armor, so you get 1mm less for using the stock gun, but you get a lot less in terms of, well, 120 hit points less if you get a penetrating shot, or at least the alpha. He's now going for an AMX M445, and he gets a direct hit on him for 195. The other good thing about the stock gun is, of course, the fact that it has a faster reload. Standard reload on this one's normally 25.31 seconds. Talon has managed to get that down to just over 20 seconds. Well, just under actually, 19.91, and he's got another hit. That means this Arty is capable of pumping those rounds out, and Arty round on the way in. So we know generally whereabouts the enemy Arty are located. They're definitely in the southeast corner of the map, probably behind one of the houses. But there's very few enemy left, or very few teammates left on this side of the map, so he's decided he needs to get out of here quick before the AMBT or KV-1S come seeking him. He's decided to get out of here quick, and he's going to the far side of the house, which is another good decision, because you don't want to stay in front of the house where they might be able to see you when there's trees around here where you can hide in the cover. Okay, he's going to make his way over to the west side, and he did make the right decision because the T-37's just been wiped out by the AMBT, even though the enemy lost their KV-1S. KV-1S was taken out by the Aslains, who's up on the centre line. Now Talon might be able to help the enemy, his teammates rather, on this side of the map, because he'll be closer to the enemy he was aiming at earlier. If you remember that Cromwell B, he was over on the other side. So he might be able to get really accurate shots on the enemy from this side. If the enemy does try to come near the cap, obviously he's going to meet the M44 and the T-35M, and the Aslains is pulling back as well. Okay, we've got a super chappy. He's come up close, but he's being a bit careless, and we can see a Shrek there in the background. Oh, and he's losing lots of hit points. And Talon flies around in at the Super Chaffee and stuns him. That will definitely persuade him not to actually make a charge around the side, because if he does, he's likely to get hit straight away. Up on the centre of the map, we've got the Basotto. He's pulled in because the Astron Rex pulled out. But Talon's going to put an accurate round in there. And it stuns the Basotto because he pulls back just in time. Changing position again. Now, the enemy is starting to come up from the east side of the map. And we can see here the AMBT has reached the house. And he's just hiding behind it at the moment. Probably because he knows there's a T-3485 watching him. His sixth sense would have gone off. He keeps looking. Talon could get a shot in, and he does. Oh, and he gets a kill shot! Wonderful. That's really good news. He's got his first kill in the game. Only 13 hit points, but it's a kill. It's a kill. Now, the E25 chose very unwisely to get close, and now he's he's out the game. Okay, Talon's reloading. He didn't get anything off the E25, and the Skoda T25 is getting rather close, so he's decided to change position, open up the range a little so he can drop around in on that Skoda. Okay, there's the Skoda. Now I can definitely get an accurate shot. If that guy stays where he is, wait for it, wait for it. Now! Hit the ridgeline, didn't hit the Skoda. That was RNG, but it was a very accurately aimed shot. It's going to give it another go. He might be able to get this. I hope he does. If he does, he might... Well, he's certainly not going to get a huge amount of damage. And it hits the ridgeline again. Yeah, he wasn't going to get a huge amount of damage, but he might just have ripped some of the hit points off him. And oh, that's Skoda's now almost a one-shot. In fact, if Talon was to hit this Skoda now, he would definitely take it out of the game. Now, he's changing his angle of attack because there's an AMX M445 on the enemy team. Oh, he's gone. They're only one up on the enemy. But that Skoda's still there. He's changing position again to avoid counter battery. And it sounded like that shell came in behind them. So I think the enemy Arty is focusing on his teammates. And he's opening the range. Yes, you can see the shells are coming in. There's two Arty on the enemy team. And they're definitely trying to take out someone. Rounds up. Just misses the Easy 8. That's the same Easy 8 he aimed at earlier in the game. It looks like he had most of his hit points as well. And one of the enemy Arty is on this side of the map. You can see that it's coming. The shells are coming from behind the windmill. Okay, lined up. Oh, he's come forward. Here he is. He has to fire snap. Unfortunately, it hits the building. He's changing position again because he might get spotted by that Easy 8. And now it's 4 left on either seam. And there goes the Skoda, or not the Easy 8 rather. The Skoda has already been killed. And the Hellcat on the enemy team is retreating, so he's changing position. And the Hellcat's gone. There's only one left. It's the enemy Arty, the M44, and he's on this side of the map. So Talon's going to use his W key, his PM propelled, and get down to the other end of the map as quickly as he can. He might only get one Arty shot because the T-3485M is almost there, and he will probably find the enemy. Okay, he's within range. He's now having a quick look to see if he can locate where the enemy might be. He's looking in the general region. There he is. Now he can plant a round in, rounds out. Unfortunately, the M44's already tried a shotgun, but he got wiped out from the Shrek. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a third-class tanker for talon1958 in the Hummel. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, it's showing only 4, but obviously you won't get a bruiser unless you have 5. And, well, he does have 5. So, he got a win 8 of 1,744, which is much better than Angelina. But the thing is that he's only got a third class, and that means that Angelina's second class bruiser and Confederate is still beating Talon, and so it looks like Angelina's going to get the weekend lie-in on Christmas Day morning. So let's have a look at team score. Well, in this one, he did fairly well because the highest damage in the game was actually the Shrek, who got 2,901 hit points. Second highest damage was the AMBT with 2,593, and the third highest damage went to the Aslains with 1,746. We can see that there are 4 members of the enemy team who are actually better than Talon, and 2 members of his own, which means unfortunately he's in 7th place overall on damage. But he still managed to get 1,093 hit points, and on his team he's the third highest on damage, beating the Type 64 by just 1 hit point. When it came to kills, the Shrek managed a Radley Walters. Yes, he actually managed a Radley Walters, high caliber and a top gun out of that game. Very well done indeed. His win 8 was 3,886. The Anarchist, I think he's quite a famous player. At least I've seen him somewhere else before, or with some fairly good games. So yes, going back to the players again, we can see that the second highest was the Hellcat, one of the ones who actually died towards the end of the game. He got 3 kills out of the game, and 2 kills went to the Aslains and Type 64 on Talon's team, as well as the AMBT, the M44, and their Easy 8 on the enemy team. Talon only got the 1 kill, but at least he did get one, and it was a nice one as well. It was, of course, that enemy tank, the one that was trying to get round the corner on him, and that was the AMBT. In fact, actually, if we look at the list, you remember that he actually aimed at the Easy 8. Well, according to this, he got 451 hit points and a penetration on the Easy 8 during that game. So it's very likely that he did actually hit the Easy 8, even though the tracer of the shell actually ended early rather than actually on the Easy 8. He probably did hit it, and it penetrated right through, because everyone else appeared to actually get either a direct hit, and we saw that happening, or it was a matter of they just got stunned by his actions. So let's go back to the detailed, or the team score rather. When it came to the team score, he actually got 4th place because the Shrek managed to get 1,063. He was the only one to get over 1,000 base. 803 went to the Aslains, 743 to the Type 64, and then we got Talon with 585, beating all the... Was it all? No, not quite, because actually he didn't beat them all. I was wrong. He's not in 4th place. I have to correct that. The Shrek was still top. The Aslains was second with 803. The Type 64, 743 in 3rd place. And Talon managed to get 585. Yes, I wasn't looking at that correctly. I didn't tabulate it. On the enemy team, only 1 player managed to beat him, and that was the AMBT, the one he killed, funnily enough, at the end. And he did get a fairly decent score, 2,593 hit points, that guy. So quite a good player, but Talon still managed to get the upper hand on him and take him out of the game. He fired 15 shots, 5 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetration. We know that was the Easy 8. He got 8 splashes as well on the enemy, 1,093 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 4 of the enemy, killed 1, so didn't hit enough enemies to actually get the Confederate. But it did get 342 hit points of stun assist off 7 stuns. He earned 32,072 credits on a premium account, 96,036 from Holiday Ops, 128,108 credits altogether, and after ammunition resupply took away 120,533 credits profit. 877 XP times 2 for the first victory, and 1,755 experience points altogether. So sadly, it's not enough to put Talon in the lead. His partner, Angelina, she's still up there getting the weekend lion. I'm pretty sure she will get it as well. It is it's Christmas Eve today, rather I should say. So I think she stands a very good chance of getting the lion tomorrow morning. At least we shall see, because Talon might get another game in between and steal the weekend lion away with an ace tanker or something like that. I hope you enjoyed this replay. If you did, please give the video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.